What's up, y'all? In this video we're going to be rekeying a Schlage keypad entry Flex version FE595 Camelot by Geo. That is the doorknob versions, which are actually kind of weird to see, but they do still sell them. Of course, a lot of places want you to put lever handles on, but they still sell these, so pretty common thing for people to bring these in and want it to match their house key. So we are going to take this guy. I've actually got two of them apart here, and I'm going to show you one little thing. It's a standard rekey. They're very easy to take apart and rekey out of the box. But I do want to show you the change that they made with it I'd say about a year ago now. So let's take a look at it. You're going to get this guy out of the box. It just nestles in right there nicely. Set the trim aside. Grab the key that works it. And this is, because of how it mounts on there, there's this stabilizer screw that when you put this on, it holds it on because the actual interior screws go through that. So there's no screws holding this on. This is basically the only thing that holds it together while you put the rest on. When you're taking this off, this is one of those little push plastic deals. See how it bends in, so you can slip it on, but it doesn't come off real easy. So just take a tiny 0 or a 0 Phillips head, screw it all the way down, right there, and then just kind of whip right there, and then just kind of pop it off the rest of the way. Now here on this plastic guy, this is kind of your markings for door thickness, but and see, so you can peel that off most of the time. It's not really necessary. I'm not going to concern myself with that, but once we have that plastic part off, we're going to go ahead and extend this back out so that when they get on site, they can snap it on like it's supposed to. All right, so let's get it apart. It's pretty dang easy to do. Just take this cover right here. I don't know if I can do it with that, but we'll do it with this instead. All right. And our cylinder. These are much easier to take apart than deadbolts. But we see this funny cam on the back. So two things about this. Before I take it out, I'm going to go ahead and take the screw out. But I'm going to go ahead and show you what it does. And again, they changed this. It's only been in here for I guess they did this about a year ago, maybe. So see our cam right there? We put this on. What it used to be, and then when you turn the key, it pushes down that plastic part right there, and then when it stays in that position, this is allowed to turn. So that puts it in passage mode is what you would call that, or just non-locking. And then when you let it go, that springs back up and lets everything do its thing. So we're going to pull the key out, we drop the cylinder out, and look at this funny little guy. This threw me off the first time. I'm sure it throws everybody off. This is actually a combination spring cap retainer and clip. So the number one thing about this guy is you can't switch. You'll never. Oh, look at this. What's going on there? Why did that come off? Huh. Didn't expect that to be loose. You'll never ever be able to change the cylinder on this because it's got to have that. Prior to this, it had a standard screw cap with a very short tailpiece sticking off the back, about that long. That tailpiece went through a notch that was cut into this. So when you snap this on, the tailpiece was there, and there was an actuator piece that actually did that work. So even though you really couldn't change the cylinder just because this is a 5-pin, say you wanted to put a 6-pin type cylinder in there or change keyways, everything comes 6 pins, a little too long. You know, I can't say I ever tried it on these, but changing to a 6-pin cylinder is going to bring it out. You may have been able to get away with it by cutting that already short tailpiece maybe down even further. Never tried it. I don't recall ever trying it. But now with the change of this, yeah, there's no way. There's nothing out there that will let you change. Even Schlage made wiser plugs, but as we're going to take this apart and look at it, you will be able to tell that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So we're going to carefully, I'm doing this over an expanse, so this is kind of dangerous to do, but they use all Schlage pins. So we just push this down, just like a spring retainer, and then we're going to turn it a quarter turn. Okay, right there. So you got to push down. Just turn it, and boom. So, got that off. Just remember it goes facing down when you put it back on. We're going to take our pin out. Again, it's just a standard Schlage double-sided pin. So if one side's worn out, you know, you can always flip it upside down. So one good thing about it, usually I don't take out the spring, but we're going to because I'm, again, hovering over an expanse here. And then we have a clip. So we have to take the clip off too. So this is a very interesting cylinder. I don't know why they decided to come up with a cylinder using a clip and a pin. Some designer at Schlage, I'm sure, got a raise for it. Oh, we got a raise. So as is normally, we're gonna go ahead and just pull the clip off, walk that around so we can get it out. Yep, just like that. And I also have to do the other one that I've got sitting here. So just so you know it's not a fluke, we're gonna do the same thing over here. I gotta stop doing that. LPL's gonna get mad at me. Okay, right there. Put that over there, dump out that, and rekey these to the customer key. Let's put it back in. That's all there is to it. These clips are a little bit tighter than like F-series clips. Kind of weird, but anyway, there we go. The only thing I would say watch out for is on these, you do have a lot of drops and gaps. So if you were going to rekey these, you would definitely want to put it in a position, not like that, because if you follow that out, let's move over to the bench. Okay, there's a better view. So see, if we followed it out right there, it's going to drop down into that notch and catch. So when you're following these out, you can, the safest thing to do is use a shim. We're going to try just running that through. There's, of course, different styles, but they all don't cover that. So we're going to put that right there and see if it'll follow out without grabbing. It does. So that's good. It doesn't grab. And then we're just going to rekey it to the customer's key. I'm just going to knock that out real quick. Okay, because of how badly this key is cut, those are non-standard Schlage depths. Is what it is. So again, make sure we're not going straight on to that, because I'm not going to do it, but I'm pretty sure it would jam up in there. Once again, if you really wanted to, or if you're really uncomfortable with it, you could have this shim slid between that and then just ride it down the shim just like that. If you were uncomfortable in any situation, that's the best way to do it. So this, yeah, hopefully they don't have any original keys that don't suck, but if they do, then that's not my problem really at this point. So we'll go ahead and key up this other guy as well real quick. After I drop my plug follower. I'm so good at dropping stuff, y'all. All right, we on the right spot. There we go. And key up this guy to some funny depths. All right, and here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Doop, doop, doop. All right, so that's it to rekeying them. Let's get it back together. As always, we would just go in reverse. Put our spring pin cap retainer doodad in. Actually, we would put the clip on first, but I suck, so let's get this guy on and hope this guy doesn't jump out. Yep, stay right there. Thank you. And then one good thing is you don't even have to worry about like pressing it down. Just push that until your little teeth engage right somewhere in here. Somewhere in there. Where are you? Yep, there we go. And turn and make sure it pops up in there. Heck, that's it, y'all. Put it back in. Put your screw back in, and we are just done rekeying these. Oh, don't lose your screw in there. That's a bad thing to do. Bad thing to do. Magnetic screwdrivers come in handy for that if you are into such, but I'm not into, absolutely not into magnetized tools. Tighten this guy down. And we're going to check our key real quick just to make sure everything's all right. All right. Yep. And boop. Okay. So that's it. Cap this guy. As before, you had to make sure that tailpiece went into the slit that was in there because that was attached to the round doodad that pushed this down. And now you don't have to worry about that. You just, that's it. We're done. Make sure that screws out, and I'll knock out this other one, and we will be done with rekeying. Schlage is pretty self-explanatory, but I've actually seen somebody point this out before on, I think it was Reddit or something like that, because they couldn't figure out what it was all about. But now you know that they are indeed different. How come that ain't going down? You gonna go down? You're gonna come back up? That's the problem. That's the problem right there, is coming back up. Why are you doing that? Okay, well, let's just see. Let's just hope it comes back up. We're gonna have to whack it a few times. Yep, it came back up, but just to be on the safe side. Okay, well, good. Good. Once again, screw down, and we are done with these two. The flex part of this means that it's got that button on the inside. That lets you disable the lock or put it in passage mode, because sometimes people don't want it to be locked all the time. In case you're like bringing in and out groceries, you don't want to have to deal with that. So, bam. So there we go. We're gonna put back that screw out. Don't forget that. Do it just beyond, right there, just right in that area. And then when they're putting it in, they can do it. You know, always the hardest thing about these guys is getting the wire routed, because you plug it in and it's right here and it just never seems like it wants to route right. So there's your micro switch, which again disables it. So if it's pushing there, they need to, it's one of the more common problems when you're putting this in with the thumb turn, is this is not in the right position. But again, this is being done by somebody, so it's not my problem. And that's it. That's all there is to dealing with the funny new tailpiece or cam, whatever you want to call it, on the back of the FE595 cylinder. It's not new. It's been around about a year, but just in case you don't often work on those, don't be surprised if that's what you see next time you go to rekey one. So anyway, any questions or comments on this or any other videos, post them in the comment section. Otherwise, we'll catch you next video.